to take you through the basics. Check out this channel if you're really trying to make it. He got what you need, from brushes to grease. He even got the videos that teach the techniques. What angles to brush, your connections is weak.
Hello and welcome, guys.
Wait, I'm not recording. Wait. You just told me to start. Everyone be quiet, yeah? We'll do it in 3, yeah? Melvin? Yeah.
I already press record. I can just turn it off.
I'll do it in 3, yeah? Okay? Everyone stop, yeah? All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello and welcome to... Bro, I need... Go.
No, stop recording, fam.
Now, bro, stop recording and do it again.
No, all right. No, we're being serious now, yeah? Okay. Right, okay.
What is up, guys, and welcome to episode number 3 of another podcast. So we've got the gang right here. We've got Melvin, we've got Flavio, we've got Amon. And today we're just going to be talking about fake friends and dealing with haters. So, guys, we're just going to begin with, how was school? How did you find school when it came to, with friends and stuff? What was your general experience when you started off?
Right. So,
school. Okay, go on.
Go on, Melvin. Go on.
No. I was gonna say what is it back in secondary school and stuff. School. I was in the beginning. School was just books for me. Down in the books and just trying to get away from people.
Yeah, nerdy, innit?
Yeah, nerdy. Exactly. Too scared to be what do you call it? I don't know. Or just to get snaked basically. Just in my own little bubble. I think, yeah, but I think afterwards, even making friends and stuff, I think was after afterwards meeting Flavio and the group and stuff, because me and Flavio went to the same secondary school and stuff, but yeah.
Shout out St. Benedict's.
Yeah, exactly, St. Benedict's. and
Wait, so how long have you two been friends for then?
Well, since when was this?
12 years.
12 years, yeah, 12 years. So much time to get snaked.
I've got so many stories of you, don't worry.
Yeah, Flavio, tell us your stories, man. Tell us your stories.
What was your social group like in school then?
I think we had such a mixed kind of diverse kind of group. I think of everyone in the school. We're from all sorts of places, man. The Philippines, Zimbabwe, Portugal, India, it's just
Ethiopia.
Yeah. It's just this immigration.
The way you just said Philippines, you went Philippines. Philippines.
So when you first started secondary school, how was it for you?
For me.
Yeah.
For me, I was kind of shocked when I turned up to school. I was like, "Yo, what's happening here?" It's like a step up. It's people are when I looked around me, I was like, "People are crazy. What's going on? Too much. All over the place. Where people are everything seemed to bond a fight or something. Everyone's at each other's trying to act like who's alpha or something. So I was like, I'm just trying to stay away from this and put my head down into books. I didn't want to be part of this war or something initially, but yeah.
Flavio, were you a part of that war?
Not necessarily, no. But I feel like when Melvin's approach to coming into secondary school was everybody was trying to reinvent themselves because they didn't like themselves from primary school, so they were trying to become the cool kids or whatnot.
Yeah, exactly.
I always feel in school, you have the cool kids, you have the people in the middle, and then you have the people that the cool kids target, which can be the people in the middle or the people, below.
To be honest, when I went to school, I went through that phase where when I was in year 7, didn't really speak to many people at start, but after a while, I feel like I put on kind of an act with people and stuff. And I think a lot of people go through that phase. It kind of dies down later on when you get introduced to different people in your year. But yeah, it was it's kind of a mad experience when you look back then in school to how you are today. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely think like you're trying to validate yourself as well. Like you're always trying to seek out validation because that's what I was back in school. Was like you're trying to be the cool kid. Like it was kind of boring to like be obedient and stuff. Like I was naughty in school. I'm not gonna lie. Like I was pretty naughty.
Really?
So yeah, no, I was. I'm not gonna lie. I'm changing now. But in primary school, I wasn't too bad. Like from year 1 to 4, like I went to a first primary school and I was bullied there. And then I moved to a different school. So from year 4, year 6, I was at this different school, and we got on pretty well. And then I went through a bit of a bad man phase. Yeah, I basically went through a bit of a bad man phase from like year 9 to year 11, where like I was always getting into fights, man. But the reason why I was getting into fights was because I was trying to prove myself to people and try and be popular. So I don't know if that's something you face as well.
I mean, in our school, there was fights every like day, like, and yeah, it's just like, and it's just I just don't want to be part of it. I just look at it and I'll go like, what is everyone doing? Like, and like it's just like some kind of like we're in like we said in the jungle or something. But then even like, yeah.
Right. Sorry to put in, but you know, like you Melvin and Flavio, you know how you two came from another country. Did you not have like a language barrier when you were speaking to people at the start?
Yeah, I did kind of, but like I did like I would guess I would kind of get like I don't know if it got hated on but like I didn't get made fun of like being Indian or whatnot. Like they would like make the classic Indian noises like the music and stuff. Around stuff, and then like so you do have those kind of hating like from the groups around you. I don't know about Flavio.
Yeah, I definitely had a language barrier, but I think I picked up English because I came here when I was 7, so I picked it up really quickly. So probably like in 6 months or whatnot, I could speak English, and then the accent just went away over time. But I never got bullied for for the accent at the start.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I was bullied because I don't know, like people just picked on me because like I was kind of different. Because like I don't know about you, Melvin, but like were you the only like Indian person in your school?
No. There was a lot.
No, oh yeah, you're in Derby, innit?
Yeah.
You're in Derby, man.
Trying to say.
Yeah, but it must be a bit difficult for you, Simi, because it's more like a white segregated area, ain't it, in Mansfield?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, man. And like I came into school and I didn't fit in with anyone at all, and like I felt kind of left out because obviously I was the only one there that was like this kind of person and like had different culture, and like I felt hard to fit in with those type of people. If that makes sense.
Right. Yeah. And did you come up with like any racist remarks from people?
Not much. There were 1 or 2 incidents here and there, like throughout secondary school, but it wasn't very common.
Right.
Yeah, it was just because I was kind of an easy target back in school. Actually, that kind of inspired me to hit the gym. So I guess it was kind of a good thing because it kind of forced me to kind of become more stronger and like in physique and feel good in myself. And you know what the mad thing is as well is like when you go to the gym and stuff and you feel that body confidence, you feel confidence in yourself, yeah, people don't mess with you. I was like, that's mad. Like people suddenly started, like they weren't messing with me anymore.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's from like the sort of energy you give out, innit? When you're not confident within yourself, I feel like people can sense that and people will take advantage of that, and that's how you become a target for them. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Like bullies and haters come in to the same place because it's like they really want to do the same thing that you're doing, but they're not, like they're not strong enough to do it themselves, or they're threatened by you of the person that you could become and completely outshine them. That's what I feel like, bullies and haters come from the same sort of depth.
Yeah, that makes sense. So like, why do you guys think that people have that type of energy where they tend to bully someone, or they might be online and they're sending hate? Why do you think someone does that? What do you guys think?
It's due to numerous reasons. One of them is to do with insecurities, how they feel about themselves. Another one, which happened to me quite a bit in school, is that, like everyone puts on a persona in school, people really want that popularity. So they tend to target the weak people that give off a vibe where, I don't know, it's I can't really explain it, but do you get what I'm
like when you say something and then a person reacts to it a specific way, I feel like you can sense it's a weakness. Like, especially like if, for example, Melvin's case, if, you know, like if people making fun of his accent and things like that and saying specific things, they could obviously tell by the expression on his face if he was hurt by that. And if he was hurt by that, they'll take that for advantage and they'll keep doing it. And that's how bullying, I feel like, starts and just, you know, repeats itself over and over.
Mm. Yeah,
So-
that makes sense. Yeah, no, that makes sense as well. What are you going to say, Melvin? Are you going to say something?
No, because like the thing is, like, you know, with bullying and stuff like that, like I come from like a, you know, like different point, because okay, me and Flavio went to, you know, like school, like I said, and then like we, like, I used to, what do you call it, get bullied, but my dad used to tell me, like, yo, just ignore what they're saying and like don't give them attention, like don't let them like trigger you, like just laugh it off kind of thing. And if you give them attention, then they're like, yo, like, yeah, like he's getting triggered, let me do it more, let me, like, you know, like irritate him more. So if I'm on the bus, or like, you know, when I was in the bus, school bus or whatever, people will start trying to like irritate me or something, and I'm just there like kind of like you know, like laughing off and stuff. And even when you're like laughing along with them, kind of like, it makes it better. Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah, that
like,
makes sense.
yeah, because you're like, yo, it's just funny, you know, like whatever, like, and then they're like as well, like, yo, like this guy, like he's not really like getting affected by it, yeah. But then there's certain situations where like you might actually need other people's help, like, I don't know, like, I think because like the people might bully you because, I think, kind of because they're kind of like jealous or something, you know. Does that make sense? Like they're jealous maybe because of the type of person that you are, the way you're expressing yourself, or like the family background they come from, like, and they're like, no, this is not fair, life is not fair, why does this guy get to live a life this way, and my parents back at home, they beat me, or, you know what I'm saying, like in that kind of certain kind of way. And it does make like, and I think having like a group of friends, like for example, like when I was getting bullied in school, the group of friends I was with, like with Flavio and stuff, like they used to back me up. Like there's a time when like these guys were like bullying me in this class, and like Yared, like who's one of my friends, and like Flavio, everyone just like came and kind of like tried like challenge this guy, like, why are you bullying Melvin? Like, what you guys doing, you know? And they're like, and then I was like, I just went like walked away. That's what it was like. Why the heck did Melvin walk away? Like, what? We're trying to sort this out. I think it's kind of dopey or something. And yeah, so like people just do it like just to like just, you know, like just trigger you, get reactions, and like. But the funny thing is, I realized this as well. Yeah, most of these people who do bully you, when you stand up to them, like they back down. They're like, yo, I'm like, there's literally people who come up to you and like, yo, you want to fight me? Like in school and stuff. I'm like, yo, let's do it then. Let's fight. And they're like, yo, no, relax. I was joking. Just
Melvin kicked them out of school.
Like it's they want to basically just test to see, you know, like I think it's like almost like it's built into us, like in our genes, to test, like, oh, where am I in the like like, you know, like in the animal kingdom. Yeah, food chain. Yeah, the food chain.
There you go.
So what was
That's
it?
one thing I took in science class.
Yeah. So what was it for you like towards the end of school? Did things change?
It did change. Like it did. Yeah, I was actually, what do you call it? Because like of like the group I was hanging around with, like because I'm not really like, you know, like the thing is like the more like people you hate on, and like the more people, I think if you personally like did go about and like mess people's like you know, try to give the people the wrong kind of feeling, and like because I didn't go about doing that, people just generally like by the end of it all respected me. Melvin is such a safe guy, and I'm pretty sure like Flavio had the same kind of thing as well. It was like, yo, Flavio's such a safe guy, because you just come out of uni, everyone's like, yo, like it was so fun going to school with this kind of people, because they had this banter kind of going on and stuff. Because yeah, I think that's what happened. Like,
It's like coming out of uni and then said school. Huh?
bro, it's just like school was so long ago. Like, it's just like, and yeah.
But no, I completely agree with you. It's because everybody was kind of. I feel like once you hit year 11, you kind of like you find yourself and you're kind of like, yo, I don't need to pretend to be this person. I feel like everybody then becomes like okay with everybody. Like the fighting even lessened. Do you get what I mean? Because everybody has already proved themselves. Everybody already knows who you are at that point. Do you get what I mean? And that's why I feel like everybody towards the end was like kind of like, yo, everybody's cool. Do you get what I mean? Like I don't need to hate anyone. This is like I'm not again sort of thing.
Yeah. So
and also, I was scared about the future plans as well. So the last thought was to hate on somebody.
Yeah, for me, end of school was a bit different. I'm not gonna lie, I did have quite a lot of enemies, and it got to the point where I just kind of stopped chilling with people and just kind of just did my own thing. I wasn't doing that good on my grades, and just came to a point where everyone I was speaking to, it just felt like I felt like everyone was talking behind my back, so I was constantly anxious, and I just focused on my GCSEs, and obviously from the transition from leaving school to college, things completely changed. Like my circle, I didn't have many friends. I probably was hanging around with 1-2 people, and yeah, it was just it's a kind of a crazy experience. It's mad because when I look back at it, I feel like I'm a completely different person. I felt like I was more timid, more shy, and now I'm I like talking a lot, and I feel quite confident.
Well, why do you think it is that people come and go in your life? Like, why do you think those friends came into your life and kind of just went away? Like, what do you think happened?
I think it's when they need something. Like I've had individuals that come into my life where what's that saying? Some people come into your life as a blessing, and some of them go, and that's basically a lesson. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And it's a lesson. It rhymes.
Yeah, nah. That's what I think as well. Is like with fake friends and stuff. Is like sometimes some people just use you because, like, you have to realize like not everyone has good intentions for you. Like, to be honest, like a lot of people, they can tend to be selfish because I feel like, you know, the system, you know, for example, when we go through school, we go through college, we go through university, and, you know, it's all about you. It's all about you. It's always about my CV, my this, my that, my this. And I feel like it becomes a cutthroat environment. I don't know if you guys have experienced that. Have you guys kind of experienced where it's like a competition kind of thing?
Yeah. I have 100%.
Yeah, no, 100%. And like, I feel just like people, I don't know how you guys have the experience, but some people tend to use you so they can get to the next level, for example.
Yeah.
Like in school, university, because it's all about you. It's all about your resume. It's all about, you know, doing the best you can. And like, there gets to a point, it creates that mentality where it's just like, it's like me, all I care about is me. I feel like that's kind of the mentality that some people that will use you will have, where they don't really care about the person. They just want to get to the next level, and they'll just use whoever they need to get to that level. What do you think of that?
Yeah, you know, like exactly what you said, like the next level. I feel like there's people that use you for the next level and then pretty much leave your lives. But I feel like there's people that stay in your lives just to know at what level you are. So then they can do that self-reflexing thing where it's like, yo, how well is this person doing? Am I doing better than them? Oh, they're doing slightly better than me. I need to get better than they are. Do you get what I mean? And so they're usually like a leveling tool of how well they're doing. And if they're doing better than you, like they always want to be doing better than you. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with that. And also, I also believe that sometimes as you get older, the person just thinks that you kind of don't fit into their lifestyle. And I feel like that's one of the reasons why people leave as well.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I feel like as well is like, I've experienced where, you know, I'm starting to do better. I'm starting to get results. And like, I felt like people started to get a bit bitter. Like some people not in generally in my circle, but just in people in general that I thought was pretty cool with me. So I don't know if you guys have kind of experienced that as well, where it's been like people have been kind of like, there's kind of been weird energy, like it's almost like questioning what you're doing. If that makes sense. Because I kind of, can you go, Flavio?
No, I was gonna say I kind of get what you mean, but I don't experience that no more because I've kind of just the people that used to do that to me, I kind of just got rid of them in my life. Like I needed to focus on me, like, and I feel like I've started to realize like who my real friends are, and like I stopped having expectations of friends as well. So when you completely don't have expectations of friends and like people in general, I feel like you don't get hurt as much because you never intended that was going to happen, or you don't have any sort of intentions of them, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely I agree with you.
Yeah, no, 100% as well. It's like I used to get quite emotional, like for example, if I thought like, you know, someone said something about me and I was like, yo, they're my boy, and he said this, and like I got really emotional. I used to get like really angry, and like it's something I've struggled with, I'm not gonna lie, but like I'm getting better at where I'm not having expectations of people, because like at the end of the day I feel like we're all kind of flawed. Like humans, we are flaws. We've got flaws. Like I've probably done something that's kind of, you know, that has kind of hurt someone unintentionally, but it happens. So like that's why we shouldn't have expectations.
Hate in general, hate, envy, and jealousy. It's like it's such a waste of energy. Do you get what I mean? Like it's just so much waste of energy. They could be putting that energy towards so much more productivity. Do you get what I mean? Like if they want to start a business, why don't they start a business? Why do they have to see, oh, this person started a business? Like why is he starting a business? Why is he better than me? Do you get what I mean? Like that's such a waste of mental energy that you could have been putting towards productivity and improving yourself, self-development, which people don't seem to realize. Like what's the point of hate? Like what do you benefit from it? Do you like making people feel sad or depressed, or, you know, they're not, because only you think you're hurting them, whilst they might be in a better end where they're actually a strong individual and they don't really get fazed by your comments. You're just making yourself look like a fool. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. And I feel like you reflect your energy as well. So if you're feeling crap in yourself, that you're going to portray that energy to another person. So I just think like it's kind of a reflection of how they feel inside, which is why I kind of feel bad for haters. Like they may say some horrible things, but I feel a bit of empathy because they must feel really bad to say some shit. Like I remember the other day, like I was doing a Facebook Live, and usually I get in like 5-6 people, you know, they're watching my Facebook Live, and one of them said, "Oh, go throw acid in your face." It was just a random comment from like someone. It didn't faze me. I laughed at it. I find it funny, but like it's almost like you've got to feel so much pain for you to say something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
I want to ask you, like, do you like think that universities kind of change your social life?
I feel like it's changed me in a sense that, like, when I went for university, yeah. So I've got some stories actually. I don't want to drop any names to be honest, but you know. But I'm going to say the story, like, just so then the viewers can learn through my experience. Cool. So in my first year, I did a group project, yeah. And you know what group projects are like? You've always got that one person that does all the work, yeah. And I was that guy. So I would do all the work. I would do everything, yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember this. I was so angry. I was so mad, yeah. Like what happened is that basically we finished all our projects and stuff, and there's a guy who did nothing. Me like an idiot, yeah. Trusted this guy to go and get it printed, yeah. And I'm texting him 2 hours before the deadline. He says, "Oh, I'm in a different city." Man said he's in a different city. He's in a different city.
Yo, so keyword there before you go on. Expected, bro. Expectations right there.
Yeah, exactly.
But keep going.
I was angry. I was so angry. But then I had to go to the print shop and I spent like 20 quid. Bro, that day I was so angry. Like, I felt... Yeah, so the main thing that I learned from this is that, like, I was so angry at that point, but then I've got another mad story. I've actually got another mad story. So in year 3, yeah, when we did project management, so we had 4 people and we had...
You did project management? What were you managing? Your pencil case? What?
Shut up, man. No, I actually was a leader. I was a leader, yeah?
He's not talking about primary school.
My pens and pencils on this section.
He's talking about uni, year 3, not year 3 in primary school.
Okay. No, I was lost there. No,
I said year 3 is in uni, bro.
No, I was lost. I was a year 3 project manager. Yo, this school went hard, fam.
I thought you were on for a second. I thought you said, how you manage your project. But now I was managing the project, yeah? And basically what happened is that, like, we had a group of 4 people. And basically it came to the deadline. And I didn't sleep all day. Bro, we left it to the last minute, you know, uni things, isn't it? So we just left it all to the last minute. And basically what happened is, like, bro, I fell asleep. Man fell asleep, yeah, because we were all trying to get all our things together, and I was a leader, so I had all the work, basically. So everyone gave me their work, yeah, and I fell asleep and woke up 1 hour before the deadline. I woke up with loads of missed calls and my team panicking.
So the moral of the story was you became the guy from the first year. So don't hate that guy because that might be you one day.
Yeah, on a serious note, though, the moral of the story is that, like, we're not all perfect and we all mess up at times. And, like, having expectations for someone, like, we all mess up, we all, like, and that was my problem, is, like, I expected people to be perfect. But we all make mistakes, guys. Like, it's all about learning from it and moving forward, I think, personally. So that's what I kind of learned from those stories. So what do you guys think?
Yeah, I definitely agree with your point, man. You know, people do have to realize the point of growing and experience things and failure, it all grows you to become, you know, a better version of yourself. And that's what you got to understand from it. So don't stress yourself over that sort of energy and those sort of failures, and don't cling on to the past as well. Just keep moving forward and keep learning and keep self-developing.
Yeah, 100% as well. It's like, that's what I've learned from all of this. Is like, that year kind of taught me to not leave everything to the last minute. That's what it taught me, because, like, that kind of pain, because I was like 1 hour before. Luckily, I got it in time, but it taught me, like, yo, I am not leaving a single project to the last minute. That was way too stressful. And, like, that's what I kind of learned from that experience. So, okay, cool. So, have you guys ever experienced any sort of jealousy or weird energy when you've tried something? Have you guys ever experienced anything? Because I definitely have.
I'm sure I have, but, like, I can't think of anything off the top of my head. As well as, I feel like in terms of, like, jealousy and that sort of energy, I kind of just, like, brush it off. I don't really like, pay attention to that sort of energy. If I feel like somebody's hating on me for something, I kind of feel like I just brush it off and I don't give it a second thought. So, like, that's probably why I can't even think of experiences, because I just brush it off and it's just legit gone out of my mind and gone.
Yeah, I think, like, thinking about it too much is not really a good thing, like, for you specifically. So that you just tend to avoid it, because it's like you said, Simeon, before, you just get so angry, like, you know. So why would you put that on you? You know, like, something that someone else did, like, so that that's why, like, you just most of the time just try to push it away and just take it as a learning experience most of the time. Yeah,
100%. Like, that's what I've learned a lot, is, like, you know, not to expect things from people, and, like, not to be, because we're all flawed at the end of the day, guys. It's like, as humans, we're all flawed. Like, we've all got our different flaws, you know, like, sometimes we mess up in it. So it's just about, you know, and as well, like, if you get jealous or negative energy, it's just kind of blocking it. Like, nowadays, like, if I get a hate comment, bro, I laugh it off. It doesn't affect me like it used to. And, like, that's what it's all about. And I feel like, you know, dealing with haters and dealing with people with negative energy, it's all about just, like, you know, just focusing on your path, focusing on yourself, and not being affected by other people. Because you got to realize that, like, people that don't focus on themselves never get successful. Like, if you're focusing, you're talking about someone else. Oh, my man did this, or my man did that, rah, 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 rah. You know, you keep talking about another person. Bro, that's not going to get you from A to B. So you need to focus on yourself and just, like, ignore the comments. So that's pretty much what I think when it comes to haters.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta get good at dealing with haters, because it's gonna, even when you know, after school, even after uni, like even in the workplace there's gonna be haters. Even in the workplace there's gonna be that sort of mentality. You realistically have to get good at just brushing that things off, because if you don't, then you're gonna be a very, very sad and depressed person throughout these stages of life, in sense.
Yeah, 100%. And like, I want to move this topic on and talk about like criticism. So, how do you distinguish between hate and criticism? How do you guys distinct it? And like, how do you
I feel like with
extract?
hate is like people just realistically hating on your ideas. And I feel like if you know that somebody generally cares about you and you value them as a human being, and you know that they value you, and they're giving you hate, I feel like that's not hate, that's criticism. Because while this person necessarily want to hurt you, when they've been there for you, when they've, like, they just value you as a human being, they value your input, they treat you like, like family. I feel like that's when you can really distinguish when it's criticism instead of hate. Because I don't feel like people that are dearest to you will necessarily hate you just to hate on you and just to shit on you, because it impacts them in a way. Thinking about it, if you became successful, why wouldn't you give them an opportunity to prove themselves? Why wouldn't you help them out in life? Do you get what I mean? So there's no gain for them to actually hate you, but criticism, it's a way to help improve you, not just bettering yourself, or potentially the idea that you're working on to better the vision of the actual idea or the business, whatever it is you may be getting criticized for.
The thing is like, I found what I struggle with is like, not with criticism. Like, criticism is so helpful, feedback is helpful. But what I've struggled with is kind of like unsolicited advice. So it's like people giving their input into something, and like, getting a lot of voices can be a bit difficult for me. Like, for example, like I might have a coach who's saying one thing, and then I'm getting like voices from so many different people. That can be difficult to me, and I still do get it to some extent today. So how would you deal with that, would you say?
Yeah, with me, like unwanted advice and opinions and things like that, it really depends, because it depends on who the person is. Because if it's a person that I value, then it may necessarily need to value me. But if it's a person that I value and I look up to or have great admiration from them, I accept that criticism. Do you get what I mean? I feel like you can distinguish when somebody's hating on, shitting on you, or somebody is just generally wants to improve you. And like, you really have to consider their advice when they're trying to give you that advice. Is it actually helpful? Because in the long run, it might be helpful. In the short run, it might not. And you might not see the actual full picture of what they're trying to translate to you. Yeah. So you just really got to think about it. And don't be scared to elaborate on what they're trying to say. Don't just be like, oh, that person hated on me. I'm gone. Do you get what I mean? Don't just disregard it completely. Try to see their point of view. Try to ask them questions. And if it's just legit as hate, then like, fuck them. Do you get what I mean?
I'm not gonna lie. I cannot take criticism well. I struggle with it. I don't know why. Are you like the same as well?
I used to be. I used to be like, I feel like it's because of insecurities. I feel like because you're so insecure and you're not sure of who you are in a sense. Like, you're still trying to find yourself. Do you get what I mean? I feel like that's why you don't take criticism well. Because it's like, if you could take criticism well, you could be like, oh, okay, I see what they mean, but I know myself, so like, it doesn't really apply to me. Do you get what I mean? So you don't get touchy about it because you know who you are, and this person might be just saying, oh, this is you, and you're like, they're like, no, it's not, mate. Keep trying though.
I think like, getting criticism from certain people affects you more, I think, personally, because like, I don't know about you, but like family, getting criticism from your family can just like, you might, because like, it feels like they're trying to help you, but they're not, because they don't understand, what you're doing. Maybe like they're on the same wavelength or something, like of what you're going through. Because even though they know you, it's like they're criticizing you, but to help you. But you're like, no, I'm following my heart, kind of thing, and like it feels right. But they might not understand exactly, like from your point of view, because like for example, your mom and dad or something, they went through a different life, and they don't see what's happening now in the present, like you can see as like a you know, like a millennium, like like.
Wait, what was that?
I'm trying to say what do you call it, like the kids in the 20s,
words are hard, bro.
21st century, but basically, yeah. And it's like, I think because the people the criticism from people you don't know, it's like, yo, I don't care, you know. But if it's your brother, your sister, or your mom, like it hits hard. It sometimes hits really hard because
It does hit hard, but I feel
yeah.
like that sort of criticism from them only comes from a miscommunication. Having a conversation with them and actually explaining it, and then if they still don't get it, I feel like that's when it really hits hard, because it's like they're completely, you know, like they're not open-minded to your ideas or your, you know, like your sort of agenda to it at all.
Yeah, no, that's like it's like. No, I think it just takes time. Like, you know, if you're in the right, like, it just takes time for them to see that, you know, because you have to be kind of empathetic, I think, which is important. Like, oh, you know, like they might just not understand what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, or like what I'm saying. Yeah.
I 100% agree with that, man.
Yeah, no, 100%. And like, I feel like, you know, with unsolicited advice, it's something like I kind of do struggle with, but it's like when someone tries to force it down you and like, you have to take my advice, you have to take my advice. I've experienced some of that as well, which is kind of irritating, I'm not going to lie. But like, as well, like you said, you got to communicate. And like Melvin said as well, is like, for me as well, is like some people didn't get it at the start, but once they start to see you grow and they start to see you happy, the people that really want you, in their life, I'm going to be happy for you, man. Like, they may not get it at the start, and they may actually be afraid.
Yeah,
like,
they're scared. They're scared for you, and it's the fear. It's the fear. It's the fear. Yeah.
because when you love someone or you love someone deeply, you don't want to see them in pain. You don't want to see them hurt and challenged. And the reality of success is like sometimes you're just going to take some losses, you're going to take some failures, and like you're going to go through some stress. Like that's just reality. But you know, when you love someone, you don't want to see them go through that. You want to see them happy. You get what I'm trying to say? So that's what kind of happens.
You need a hug. You need a hug. Come here.
It's okay.
Come here. Give me a hug, bro.
We got you.
I went there. I went deep still. I went deep. Yeah. Nah, for real though. Like, I think with criticism, it's like, it's a good thing. And like, you have to kind of evaluate where it's coming from as well. Like, what's the person's experience? Like, have they done what they said they did? Because some people just talk, man. Like, I'll just be real. Like, some people just kind of try to always give their input, even though they don't really know anything. Because like, for example, it's like me, trying to give like relationship advice or something. Like, I'm not the best at relationships, man. Like, I'll be real. But that's like me giving like relationships. I'm coming across like I know everything about relationships when I don't know anything about relationships. But when it comes to fitness, I'm the guy. You get what I'm trying to say?
Flavio starts looking around the room. Who's he chatting about?
No, but you get what I'm trying to say. You get what I'm trying to say. Yeah. So, have you ever felt like someone's tried to pull you back from your goals? Like, have you ever felt like when you've chased something and like someone that you love, kind of pulled you back?
I think, Simi, you probably could relate this with me. You know, like relatives.
Yeah.
You know, with their input when they come over to your house saying, "Oh, yeah, my son's this. He's a doctor, and your son." You know what I mean, don't you?
Yeah, I get what you mean. Nah, I get you 100%, man. And it happens mostly in Asian cultures, bro. Usually. Where it's kind of, I don't know what it is. It's like, it happens in uni as well, where there's kind of competition kind of culture. Like for me, it's about like becoming successful and like everyone eats. I want everyone to eat with me. I don't want to be just like, oh, it's all about me. It's all about bringing the community together and like everyone eating together. That's what I believe. But like, I don't know what it is. It's just like, it's the system. It's how we indoctrinate. It's capitalism, where it's just like, it's kind of like that culture where it's all about, okay, I'm trying to beat you. I'm trying to beat you. I'm trying to beat you. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you think capitalism kind of contributes to that? So the system we have in right now.
100%.
Why do you think that?
Become vulnerable, isn't it? It's like even capitalism as well as social media play a huge factors in it, especially in competitions when they start seeing, oh, this person's done this person's done that, whilst I'm still stationary. I feel like people get scared to be left behind and not enjoy their lives, the full potential that they could potentially be living to. And that's where it becomes a competition, where it becomes, I need to get that job, because if that person gets that job, my life's over. Do you get what I mean? I won't be able to do this, this, and this. Not known as various pathways in life, not just that route can apply to the end goal. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah. No, 100%. And I think, yeah, keep going, Iman, sorry. Keep going. What were you going to say?
I'm just going to elaborate with Flavio about social media. It's just, it's not something I use much. It's, whenever I go on there, it does feel like a competition with, not just with guys, but even with girls as well, with their bodies and their curves. Girls showing off their curves, boys showing off their curves on their
What side of Instagram are you going on?
The only curve, what?
What social media is this, bro?
I'm talking about Instagram.
Send the link, bro. Send the links after this shit.
The only curve I've got is on my smile.
I need to be doing this research too, bro.
Shut up, bro.
Yeah, I think there's highlight reels. I think like people get so obsessed with people's highlight reels because you don't see the full picture, man. It's kind of like a snapshot of like, because you can kind of manipulate and you can put anything you want on there. Like you can put your highlight reels on there, and like people tend to kind of be like, oh my god, that person's so happy. They're always on social media. They're always happy. But the reality is, like, you don't see the full picture. Like, no one's posting their L's. No one's posting their failures, man. No one's going around celebrating their failures on social media. So, like, you're going to feel kind of inadequate, and that's where kind of the insecurities come in. And I feel like that's where hate comes in as well, because if you're seeing someone that's, like, always pushing it, positivity, and your life is going terrible, yeah, you're going to hate on that person. That's what I think personally. So what do you guys think about that? Do you agree?
Yeah, you can't sell sadness, if that makes sense. You can only sell happiness, because that's what everybody, thrives for in the end. So that's mainly why you don't see people's failures, people's, hard times in life on social media itself, because it's not appealing to, the public eye.
Yeah, 100%. And I feel like the pros of social media, like for business, is like I can kind of create a movement, I can create a message, and I can grab so many different people and create type of a community just online and like meet people from across the globe and have an impact like in Australia, in like Germany, Italy, in different places. So like that's the beauty of social media, is like we can connect. But also the bad side that a lot of people can struggle with is when they always see people's highlight reels. But that's not reality. Like, I don't think social media is kind of the whole picture, because you don't see everything in that person's life. That's what I think personally when it comes to social media.
Yeah, it's the same thing as, like that whole going to secondary school mentality. It's like, it's a way to reinvent themselves, like from people that they know in real life, to escape that sort of identity that those people have from that specific person. So like they go online and then they create this image where it's just like, I don't know, like Roxanne or something, like she's on a beach every single day, she's doing business on a yacht, where it's just like, that might have just been a vacation for her. Do you get what I mean? So they build this fake life to almost live a fake life, and then while it's in reality, they're actually depressed, sad and upset of how their life turned out. And that's where they feed off those comments, and when they start getting hate and things like that, that's where it can get really real for some people, because that's the only sort of thing that they thrive for, which is comments, likes. And when they don't start getting that, it's when their whole world sort of like collapses and things like that.
Yeah, because it must be tough to be like so obsessed with views, likes, comments, and like I'm not really obsessed with that. I just put out my content, my authentic content. I just put out whatever my thoughts, hearts, feeling. I just put it out there, like whatever I say. And like I'm happy as hell. Like when I see, and the thing is as well is like when we come back to this hater thing as well, is like the way I think is like when I see someone that's my age, yeah, and they may be more successful than me. They may have like a mansion. They may have like everything, yeah. They could have like a expensive car. My thought process is kind of like, raw, my man's doing his thing. He's doing well. Like I'm happy for him. And like, I feel like that's what we should all have, is like we should have that mentality of like, we're all a community, we're all together. Like, we need to not always compete with each other. We need to think about, let's eat together, let's become a community, let's build each other up. So I think that's the mentality we need to have, rather than, I'm trying to beat him, I'm trying to beat him. Like, yo, what's he doing? That's what I think.
The only person you should be competing against is yourself. That's all you need to think about. You need to compete against yourself. You need to develop yourself. You need to become the best version of yourself. That's it. You don't need to worry about what everyone else is doing. Just look out for them. Do you get what I mean? That's all you can do.
It's hard because nowadays with experiences in life, I think everyone's got like a barrier which prevents their like actually showing their true feelings. Because I can explain it, but a persona that didn't.
Oh, I get what you mean. Yeah, I get what you mean. Where it's kind of like someone's painted a picture about themselves that isn't really real.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Because, like, I feel like you can do that as well on social media. You can build this image of yourself. Like, oh, yeah, I'm this person. I'm like, I'm this successful. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. But, like, I feel like you need to be, like, authentic on social media, because I feel as well as, like, when you're authentic, like, for me, like, for my business, I'm always authentic. And, like, I feel like people connect with that much better than me putting on a persona and, like, coming across like, I've got everything in order. Everything goes well for me. Because it doesn't, man. I take losses, man. I take failures all the time, bro. But the thing about failure, like Lishay said on the last episode, is, like, you just grow from failures. And I own my failures. So I like to, show people that, like, struggle's normal, but you just got to keep going, man. So that's what I think personally.
Definitely agree with that, bro.
So moving on with the next question. So we're going to wrap it up with this final question. Is like, if there's a viewer right now that's watched all of this, and like he's kind of on his own path, he's trying to grow, and he's getting resistance everywhere, which is kind of normal, because I've been through it as well, where I started my own thing, and like people started to, like, there was a lot of resistance. Like, people like, you're really going to start personal training like after getting a degree, when you can go to a job and you can make like a lot of money? And what would your one tip be for that person to deal with haters? So if they're going on their path right now, and they're doing their own thing completely, but they're getting resistance, what's one thing you would give to them to keep going? Like, what would be one tip?
Mine would be, find yourself, and if you believe so much on that idea or whatever goal it is that you're trying to set for yourself, just keep going, regardless of what people say. If people don't see your vision, if people don't see the beauty behind it all and the possibilities of it, then try to make them change their minds. But if you can't, you can't. Just keep going and never give up. Just keep thriving for it.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's really important that you have a vision and have a why. If you have a strong why, you'll keep going no matter what. So that's, I think people give up too quickly because they kind of like, they forget why they do things. And it's really important that you know for sure why you do something. So like, Melvin, would you give any sorts of like tips when it comes to like dealing with haters or people that kind of give you resistance in your life when you're trying to do your own thing?
Like, I'm just trying to think a bit, because the thing is, like, okay, like, because like this, like, because Flavio gave like a positive one, like, like, that's my advice as well. Like, I'm not just gonna stick the side of the haters, yeah, but I'm just.
There we go.
True self is coming out, everybody. This is him.
No,
take a picture.
Obviously, like, I understand, like, it's good to have a vision and stuff like that, yeah, like, but like 100%, like, and it's good to like go down your path 100%, but sometimes, like you said, you have to take in criticism or something, like take into account maybe, because like the thing is, sometimes your vision can lead people, if it's convincing enough, it can lead people down the wrong path, like example like Hitler, like. So it's good to have a dream, I think, and like, but sometimes, like, I don't know, like, you have to kind of like, I think personally, like, it's hard to like take no from people, like, and be like, am I doing the wrong, like the wrong thing, to kind of come into judgment with if I'm doing the wrong or right thing. But like sometimes I think, like, most of the times it's for good. People, I think, like majority of people want to do things. Like I think 90% of people, 95% of people, I think, want to do like create a good dream, a positive dream, like positive vision to come to life. But sometimes you have to kind of reflect on what are you actually doing, like, because bro, like people follow like you if they believe in what you say. If you can convince them like if you can convince them like really well, like it's like sales, like like this happened, like, so this is the truth, like, so we need to get rid of this, like using fear and all these kind of things. So yeah, but
I get what you mean. I get what you're trying to say in terms of you need to consider, like the negative impact you might have, or the possibility of not working, or the consequences. I understand that, but I feel like if you've worked on that idea particularly, I feel like you've already considered that, and you've considered the consequences that might come for it, and you've valued the actual benefits more than the consequences. As long as you explain that to people that you're trying to take onto this path and that they're aware of it, then I don't really see the issue behind just, keep going, keep pushing. It's almost like that saying that's implemented into all of our heads, trust the process.
Yeah.
Nah, 100%, bro. Because there's I can't remember what the guy's name is, but he's a closer. He's a closer. He's a multimillionaire, and like I'm nowhere near that level. But hopefully one day, I definitely believe that
bring
can
me through,
like,
bro.
I need to bring you guys through, man.
No, you said it, fam. I got it on video now. Everybody needs to eat, fam. I need to eat, bro. Come on.
I'm gonna have to provide for me another level.
It's a buffet. Let's do this.
Yeah. Nah, 100%, man. It's like, what he went through was crazy. Like he was talking about his story about how, like, he had this vision, and basically what happened is he actually went to prison. So when he came out of prison, he started to, he went to a job and he started doing really well. He was earning like 200 grand a year. And like then he lost all of it again because his wife divorced him and he lost that job. Yeah. Then he had to rebuild from the bottom again. And like, you know what he learned as well? The crazy thing is what he learned is like that the day after, that place got raided. The 300,000 a month job that he was doing, yeah, that got raided because apparently they were very unethical. And he was saying, like, had it been him there, yeah, they could have blamed it on him and he would have gone back to prison. And, like, he was saying, like, I don't want to go back to prison. I don't want to do that. Like, I want to change my life. So he felt like the universe did that for a reason. And I believe, I don't know what it is. Like, people, I don't know what you guys, like, think about, but I believe in the universe. Like, I feel like things happen for a reason. I don't know what it is. It's just like, I just go on this path. I just work hard. I do what I need to do. And the universe take care of everything else. Personally.
Isn't that linked with law of attraction and manifestation?
Yeah, 100%. Like that would be another topic, like fully to dive into, like law of attraction. But I feel like it's so real, like law of attraction. Like you can actually attract things into your life if you just stick to the plan and you just keep going. You just keep believing that it can happen. And like you could get hit with anything. Yeah, like this coronavirus, I'm not going to lie, I took some hits for sure with business, but I still believe in my vision. I still believe in my passion. I'm going to keep moving forward no matter what. And like, I feel like that's the mentality you need. So like, no matter what anyone says, that's it, man. That's the type of energy you need, man. So like, I believe that one day I will get to that top position and like be able to, my goal is to become a millionaire, man. And that's my goal. And I want to help a lot of people. I want to help the globe, man. Like that's how crazy my vision is.
Bro. Don't forget, I need to eat. So keep going, bro.
Don't worry, man. I'll do it for you. Just to feed Flavia. That's another one.
Thanks,
yeah, man. Have you guys got anything more to add before I wrap it up?
Yeah, I need to eat as well.
Oh, bloody hell, man! Jesus Christ!
You got us.
It's funny how we talk about fake friends now, and they all want my bread. They all want my bread. They all want my bread.
You said you will share though.
Whoa.
Awesome, guys. So that's the end of episode number 3. Hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. We've got Flavio, we've got Melvin, we've got Amon, and we all say see you later.
See you.
Peace. Yeah, all right, guys. See you later. Let's go.
All right, stop recording.
That one in.
Stuck or shot to take you through the basics. Check out his channel if you're really trying to make it. He got what you need, from brushes to grease. He even got the videos that teach the techniques, what angles to brush, your connections is weak.